Hi, my name is Bill Johnson. My full name is William Gray Johnson. I'm 52 years old and I live in Las Vegas. My area of expertise is Cold War archaeology. Huh? What the hell is that? Yes, I've heard many people say that before. But what it is a discipline, subdiscipline, in which looking at the remains from the Cold War becomes the focus of the research. And in my case, I worked at the Nevada test site looking at the remains from nuclear weapons testing. They built cities out there, they had different types of objects, all kinds of weird structures, so that they can blow them up with nuclear weapons and see what the effects were. Well, some of that stuff still remains. And as an archaeologist, my job was to go out there, determine what it is, what it functioned for, how old it was, and whether or not it was significant, historically significant, worthy of preservation. That career led me into being the director of the Atomic Testing Museum, of which I retired from there in December of 2007. I now work here at Retro Vegas. Retro Vegas is an antique store that focuses on mid-century furnishings, accessories, and artwork. And the focus is, again, on preservation of these objects that people are interested in for their homes. A lot of the mid-century homes in Las Vegas are now selling. Now, am I interested in going to Egypt? You bet I am. I'm an archaeologist. Every archaeologist wants to go to Egypt. But have I ever been there? No, I haven't. And do I know Dr. Z? Not at all. Am I an Egyptologist? No, I'm not an Egyptologist. But my focus has been on understanding archaeology for the discipline that it is, in that it's a bridge discipline between the physical sciences and the social sciences. So, for instance, all of our research begins with an artifact in which you can measure it, weigh it, count them, determine what the components are, where they were made from, etc., etc. But it's the interpretation of that that falls firmly into the social sciences, in that we interpret the behaviors of the past in order to understand what was happening at the time. And in the case of the Nevada test site, I was looking at structures that were built purposely to withstand nuclear weapons. They tended to be thick concrete walled, semi-subterranean, windowless structures that would survive test after test after test. But when I looked at the architecture that was being developed in Las Vegas, and honestly all across the country at the time, they tended to be thin-walled, huge plate glass window structures that were the least likely to survive a nuclear weapon. So I had to hypothesize what was the motivating behavior from that time period. And what I believed was happening was that even though there was a lot of fear during the Cold War, they had decided at some cultural level to choose an architectural style that said, I will live out in the open. I will live with the sunshine. So I kind of feel like it was a way to ameliorate the fear that was inherent during that time period. Anyway, if you're interested in more information, get hold of me. Thanks.